this is Jennifer with the Big Tex team welcoming you to the Big Tex Cooking School. We are all disappointed that we can't celebrate the fair this year in person, but the staff of the State Fair has come up with some really fun ways for you to celebrate your fair traditions at home. The Big Tex Cooking School has brought together 4 concessionaires who have created some of the most delicious, wacky fried food that you get to see at the fair each year. And we are very excited that they are going to show you how to create some of their favorite items at home in your kitchen. So what are we waiting for? Let's get this frying started. Today we have Isaac Russo with us.
Hi, good morning.
Many of you may know him from the beer garden, where we get to enjoy a beautiful Cuban roll and a craft beer underneath the thing. But you have a couple different stands at the fair.
Yes.
You want to remind people where they are?
So within the footprint of the Magnolia Beer Gardens, we have the Magnolia Smokehouse.
Yep.
And we also have what we call Magnolia 2, which has great food like sausage on a stick and jalapeno cheese bratwurst.
Nice.
And then the main area has our, of course, signature Cuban sandwich and the inspiration dish, which is the deep fried Cuban
Which I will tell you folks at home, one of the best kept secrets at the fair. The staff of the fair loves the Cuban sandwich. We sneak over there every time we can and get it because it's a great, one, it's a great value, and 2, it's delicious.
Thank you.
So you are no stranger to coming up with interesting fried food, right? So today we're going to do 2 of those. Both of those you entered into the Big Tex Choice Awards, correct?
Absolutely. So the first one we're going to be doing today is the deep fried Cuban roll, which was the inspiration from the Cuban roll that won in the Big Tex Choice Awards in 2013.
Great. And then we're also doing
the deep fried Pop Tart.
Okay, you heard it, folks. Deep fried Pop Tart. So the goal with the Big Tex Cooking School is so that you could take some of these fun signature items at the fair and create them with things that you already have in your kitchen. And so both of these are things that you could do. So we have
easy peasy,
yeah. So we have a tabletop fryer here, but there's other ways that you can fry at home.
Sure.
And what Isaac's going to do right now? Let's start. Why are we waiting? Like, make me a Cuban roll, please.
So here's the deal. This is about being fun at home. So our deep fried Cuban rolls base is a roasted pork shoulder, and so we take a pork shoulder or pork butt, cook it for about 4 to 6 hours at 350 degrees. And that's kind of the main show in ours. But if you don't like pork shoulder and you want to use brisket and you're a barbecue guy on the weekend signature, you just shred some.
So if you're not, because pork butt is really easy to cook, Lynn, you just put it in the oven and cook it. If you don't, you could go to your favorite barbecue place and get some pulled pork and use it as well, right? Okay.
Absolutely. So what we did was we took shredded pork, drop it inside. That's about a pound of pork. Then we take our we take ham, just boiled ham that you can buy at your deli stand. Okay, just boiled ham. If you want to use sweet ham, whatever you like, half a pound of ham. Okay. Then half a pound of cheese. We use Swiss. If you don't like Swiss, you want to use mozzarella, you can. Whatever kind of cheese you have in your refrigerator, knock yourself out, put it inside there. Then our next item is pickles. Now, some people like pickles, some people don't like pickles. I love pickles, so we're going to put pickles in there.
Are these sweet? Are these sour?
These are dill
pickles? Okay.
Dill hamburger pickles we chop finely inside there, okay? So
do you have a pickle preference? Do you have a brand of pickles that you
like?
like?
I do. I support Best Made. They're in our backyard, and they're Texas guys, and they make great pickles. So we're rolling with Best Made pickles, okay? So we've got that all in there now. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take these dry ingredients that we already have and just kind of start mixing it in. All right? Now, guys at home, you don't have to use a spoon. I mean, I use my hand to get in there and mix it up really well.
This seems like a great recipe for kids too, because it's dump and mix and.
That's it. So now all we're going to do is go ahead and start adding a Mojo sauce. This is our Mojo sauce, but if you don't make Mojo sauce, which is a citrus tree like sour orange, garlic, lime, pepper and salt, and some other little ingredients, this is our homemade sauce we're going to add to it. If you don't feel like making your own,
you can find it at the store.
Yeah, so I just picked up a bottle of Goya Mojo sauce.
So is that like on the aisle with like the Mexican food and things like that?
Exactly right. That's you're going to be able to find it right on that aisle, and it's super easy to get. So I'm just adding this Mojo sauce to this mix, and we just want to get kind of a, not super wet, but just kind of a consistent kind of a mixture of kind of a moist mix until we get it where everything's kind of sticking together, right? And so we're just going to keep on adding a little bit more of this into it till we get to it to a spot where we feel good that we can go ahead and get this in the fridge and let it kind of sit. But we're going to skip that step. But ideally, if you could take this and set it in the refrigerator for a little while, just kind of let it kind of just marry together.
Like 30 minutes, an hour?
30 minutes to an hour would be great. And so now that we got this all kind of married together, what we're going to do is I'm just going to kind of set up a little rolling station, right? We're going to come over here. We're going to take some just kind of basically egg roll wrappers, right? These are,
again,
same
something
thing,
you can totally get at the store.
freezer section at your store. Just grab some egg roll wrappers, and we're going to just take one, and we're going to just set this kind of on a diagonal basis, kind of this direction, okay? And we're going to just take a little handful of this mix, all right? And we're going to kind of create this little kind of packed little meatball, if you will, right? Set it right here in the middle of this, and we're going to take it, we're going to roll it till we get to the halfway middle of the ends, where we're going to wrap the side in on one side, wrap the side in on the other side, and then we're just going to keep tucking this in until we get to the very end, right, guys? Just going to roll it in, keep rolling till we get to here, and then we're just going to take a little bit of this is a little paste that we make with cornstarch and water, and just seal it up, and there's your Cuban roll.
So how many of these do you make during a normal fair?
So the first year that we won this contest, we started with 6,000 the first weekend that we made. We looked up and we thought we were going to have plenty of this into the fair. That Sunday afternoon, one of our guys walks up and says, these are the last 4 boxes. I'm like, what? So that year,
that's going to be a problem.
That year, 2013, we ran 21 days, 7 days a week, 24 hours a day, and made Cuban rolls until the very last hour of the fair. And it was an incredible experience. I'll tell you, that puts in perspective the power of this contest and the power of the State Fair of Texas, because honestly, this little roll put us on the map, and we take this roll everywhere that we go. Incredible.
It's super handy. It's one of those foods where you can just pick it up and eat it. It's shareable. It's a great little...
And so here, so we're just taking this, drop them in the fryer real quick. And so what we're going to do is kind of cook these up until they get golden brown. You'll see them kind of floating up on top. You know, I love these, and folks say, well, do you have to fry them?
Yeah.
No, you don't. You know, you can just take them, put them in the oven, put them on a cookie sheet, 350. And
do you need to put something on the outside to kind of help crisp them?
Great question. So you just want to put like maybe a little egg wash on top of them, and then you're just going to put them in the oven at 350 until you see them go golden brown, and then take them out, and the family can enjoy them.
So if you don't have a tabletop fryer, you could bake them, which is great. You could also, you could probably use a skillet or something like that if you didn't need to do. So there's lots of ways to do this, but I love the idea that you could bake them. That's you know.
I
mean, it's not quite celebrating the fair food
I'm going to tell you that
in the same way,
I'm going to vote on frying, because that's how we made them. But really, here's the great thing about this, is that if you don't want to use, you can change this up. Like, we have guys that say, hey, can you add jalapenos in there? I'm like, sure, jalapenos would be great. We have guys that bring us, that want to use brisket, like we talked about, or pulled pork, and we change that.
Or chicken even,
We've had specific orders asking us, can you make us out of chicken?
Nice.
So we've made chicken rolls. We do the same mojo flavoring with chicken, and it's incredible. So, we're just going to get this, again, we're going to fry these.
While that's frying, let me ask you a couple of questions. So how do you come up with your ideas? So every year, you guys have to think, and I know, we've talked before, and I know as soon as the fair's over, you're already starting to think about it.
Yeah,
so how do you come up with that next idea?
So we have a kitchen in Addison, Texas, a commercial kitchen that we work in, year-round. This is not a 24-day deal for us. This is a year-round project. So we're constantly in the kitchen working on ideas, creating unique experiences, and finding unique foods. We look at all around the world. We see what other people are doing. We get inspired by lots of chefs that are doing different things around the country. But we spend a lot of time just working on unique food items, and this is one of those.
And then also thinking about, I guess a lot of times you don't necessarily think about, you have to figure out how to make those quickly, and a lot of them in this case.
Right.
So tell us a little bit about some of the other pieces. So you've had some drinks. You did for those of you who might remember, the smoky bacon margarita. That's
right.
You did the Cowboy Corn Crunch, which were both winners.
Sure.
You've done a few other drinks.
Pop Tart. We did the Cowboy Corn Crunch is incredible. We love. We did the cookie fries one year.
Oh yeah,
that
forgot about
delicious.
The cookie fries.
So we've been very fortunate to come up with some really fun ideas. But this is one of those things where it's not it's a constant we're constantly coming up with ideas, and we have this test kitchen, and I'll tell you what, I've blown up lots of fryers. I mean, without a doubt.
Nobody wants to know that.
But yeah, we've got.
So about how long do these need to cook?
So probably 3 to 5 minutes, depends how hot your fryer is. You just want to really get them to golden brown. We're getting really close right now.
Awesome.
So we're just going to kind of get ourselves situated where we can move these over. And
so I know most people at home are probably asking the question, who are your taste testers when you do all of these things at home and you're at your kitchen in Addison?
So my family have been the guinea pigs. I've got a 13-year-old and a 16-year-old, and I'll tell you what, early on when we were first doing this, there was a fryer just like this sitting on our kitchen table for about 6 months out of the year. And my wife said, listen, if you're gonna be frying this much, you need to take this someplace else.
Yeah.
I said, wait a minute. So that's how the commercial kitchen in Addison came about. Was she said, time to move this fryer out of here. So we built this kitchen, and literally all we're doing in Addison is working and creating dishes, and it's kind of evolved into a new business for us, and it's kind of grown. So here we go. This is what we look like when we're finished with these Cuban rolls.
You might want to let them cool off a little bit before you touch them.
Yeah, because they're hot.
They're hot.
But we've touched enough of these that we're immune to it now. So you can see how juicy those are.
Ooh. So that's it. A handful of ingredients, wonton wrappers. Don't have to fry them. You can bake them if you want.
Yeah.
And you too can have and celebrate the fair, your own tradition with a little Cuban roll at home.
There you go.
Awesome. All right, let's get our sweet tooth on. What do you have for us?
So this is one of my favorites.
Okay.
This has been out here at the State Fair for probably, I think, since either 2010, 2011.
It's like
and
a
this
decade.
and this has been a Big Tech's Choice finalist before.
Okay.
And we're calling it this. It's the deep fried Pop Tart. And so we take a s'mores Pop Tart. Okay.
As simple
S'more.
as it can be.
That's it. You probably have one in your cabinet in your house. And we're using funnel cake batter, but if you don't have funnel cake batter, you could use pancake batter or something, or biscuit or something that's in the
So any
kitchen.
kind of mix you may have.
That's
and
it.
You could even mix it. I mean, could you mix it up and get really crazy if you have like a flavored pancake batter or something
Absolutely.
too? Okay.
So,
All right.
we've done this as a strawberry Pop-Tart with Fruity Pebbles on it in the
Really
past.
like the idea of that. Really do.
And maybe that's still something we'll bring back maybe
Maybe.
in 2021, right?
Yeah.
So we basically start with a Pop-Tart, and we're just going to dredge it into the batter, right? So we want to get it inside the
Again,
batter.
this looks like a great, fun recipe for kids because who doesn't want to stick their fingers in funnel cake batter
Sure.
and roll it around in
Right.
cereal?
Take it over to the other side, and we're just going to basically cover it in Cocoa Crispy cereal, right?
So-
Whatever cereal you like. We've done it with Reese's Peanut Butter Cup cereal. We've done it with just any of your favorite cereals.
So basically, any combination that you can think, or whatever your favorite is, you could. The
Yeah.
flavors are limitless.
So my 8-year-old, well, who's now 16, was doing this with me. My daughter, who's 13, was doing this when she was 5 or 6 years old. We had them inside the stands making these before in the past.
So I love the idea. Tell us how this recipe came to be.
So again, the fryer on the counter, we were working on ideas for the fair, and my son said he was hungry for breakfast. He was watching Scooby-Doo Saturday morning, and so I hand him a Pop-Tart, and he stops in his tracks and goes, "Daddy, what if you take a Pop-Tart and you deep fry it?" And I was like, the light bulb went off. I'm like, that's an incredible idea.
That sounds amazing.
So next thing we know, we are on the fryer and we are frying up a Pop-Tart, and really, honestly, the rest is history because this item has become a State Fair favorite. And I can't tell you how many people come to the fair and ask us for this product. It's the easiest thing in the world.
Yeah.
It's delicious, and you can make it any way you want.
Yeah.
So you can customize it.
typically, you also recommend, because we have a bowl of those that you just pulled out of the freezer.
Yeah.
So you recommend making them and putting them in the freezer and letting them set a little bit versus dropping them right into the
Exactly
oil?
right, because if you look, well, you can't see, but unfortunately, when we just drop them straight in, you lose some of the topping, right?
Okay, but you want to keep the topping on there. So,
So you want-
freezing it and giving it, about how long? An hour? Is that one of those
an hour, 2 hours
Okay.
in the freezer. But if you got to have them right away,
You can. You just
can.
know you're going to lose a little bit of the.
that's right. You're going to lose
Okay.
a little bit of product on there, but at the end of the day, it's going to be delicious no matter what. These cook really fast, you guys.
So,
2 minutes.
Minutes,
Okay,
okay.
you're in, you're out. You just get it golden brown, and we're done, right? So we're just going to take our first one out, And you can see it's kind of like all kind of flimsy already and soft and gooey. Just want to let the oil run off. And we're going to set this right here on the counter.
So is it like with the Cuban roll, is there an opportunity to maybe bake these as well? Or this one is you have to fry it?
Ideally, I recommend frying it. But if you just don't have access to a fryer, same thing. Put on a cookie sheet and put them in the oven. And you can then just cook them until you see them golden brown, right?
Okay.
So, on this, it's just kind of a freestyle, whatever you like. We're gonna go ahead and we're gonna put some whipped cream on this, okay? We're gonna throw some sprinkles on it, okay?
Why not if you're frying it?
Right, and then if we're already at the dance, we've got a little chocolate sauce, and we'll just kind of throw a little chocolate sauce on it. And guys, that is it on the deep fried Pop Tart.
It's super easy.
Right, and so
just a handful of ingredients. Most of them you may have in your pantry already.
100%. And you know what? This is a great product to do with your kids.
Yeah.
This is or even if you want to have friends over. We've literally had friends over one night, and after we had dinner, we were like, let's make dessert.
Yeah.
And so I just laid this out.
You have a whole Pop Tart bar of fun.
Yeah, it's fun.
Well, again, I think the challenge is for all of you out there who are going to make this at home, we want to see the photos of this. And we want to see what variations you came back with. So if you tag any of your photos on social media, Big Tex Cooking School, we want to see what kind of fried Pop Tarts you guys are making at home.
It's a blast. Thanks.